How you doing, buddy? Old C.L.Thomas here, coming to you from beautiful Cape Cove Harbor, Maine, with another edition of C.L. Thomas's Weekly Thoughts. Now, two things I want to get right out of the way. If you've seen last time, you realize that it's been more than a week since I did one of these things, so it's not always going to be his weekly thoughts. Anyway, also, if you've seen the last one, you may have had the same reaction a buddy of mine said. He got on that internet machine and emailed me and said, CL, you was talking about the holidays, and yet there you was standing outside in your shirt sleeves. That don't make a lick of sense. So, showing you that I got sense now, I am coming to you today in the basement of my house at beautiful Cape Cove Harbor in what I call my man cave. So, with that out of the way, let's get right to it. Today my thoughts is, again, kind of seasonal. We are now in the heart of winter, and I have had the misfortune of having to drive on the interstate after a couple of snowstorms. Yes, we have had real snowstorms this winter. It ain't like last winter, which I called the winter that went. But anyway, yes, I've had the unfortunate duties of driving on the interstate after a snowstorm. And now my message, my thought to you folks all across Maine, and even for those folks from away, and I mean this message from the bottom of my heart, and as sweetly and as kindly as I can put this thought. If you're driving after a snowstorm, clean off your car. That's it, kind of plain and simple, because there's old folks, I seen them from all kinds of license plates, all kinds of Netherlands regions. These cars, well, you know, let me get specific. I got three categories, and I'm sort of going to put them in a kind of a cartoon character kind of way. But first one is old Susie Snowball, I calls her. Yep, Susie Snowball. You know this little girl. She gets into one of them little tiny cars. The cars you don't get into, you actually got to put on because they're so small. And I don't think she can afford a scraper. I think what she uses is her college ID credit card. And she scrapes maybe, what, about a square foot off the whole card just so she could see out the windshield. And down the highway she goes, using the snow and her speed, the wind and her speed, to blow off all the snow. Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's the nature's brush, I guess they call it. The only problem with that method is, if you're behind old Susie Snowball, then it's all coming at you, and you got your wipers and your washers, and it's a plain hazard, Susie, so clean off your car. Now the other cartoon boy, I call this one, this character, the Stevie SUV. You know the boy I'm talking about. He can afford one of them big old 4x4 big old truck vehicles that got all the gears and all that, but what he can't afford apparently is a good stool and a good old that telescopic brush to clean off the whole gosh damn car. My advice to you, old Stevie, is to dip into that corporate 401k and get yourself one of them good brushes, get a little stool, climb up on top, and take the time to clean off all that. You know, you still got your kayak J-bar, or you got the other side, or you got your ski racks. Get it all clean, get it all bright and shiny, so we don't have to play dodgeball as we come up behind you. So there. Now the other ones, so you got them two characters, and the other third character you can't really blame, folks, because well, it's them hard-working boys. It's them 18-wheel drivers, you know, them tractor trailers. But you got to be aware of them, too. They ain't creating so much as a hazard as you just got to be aware that you're getting up behind them, because you get a shift of wind, and they can't clean off the top of theirs. They ain't got no broom big enough to clean off that. But, you know, you get that wind, and next thing you know, you got this old big sheet of glass-type ice coming at you, and it could be breaking on your hood, and you think it is real concrete or glass or something, and you're freaking out, and it's just snow and ice, and it breaks apart. But it does give your heart a start. And worse than that, because that you can almost see coming at you, is the quick ones, when they hit a pothole or a bump or one of them bridge adjointments, and boom, and they drop off that big chunk of ice. It's hidden behind one of them wheels, you know, the mud flaps there, and it just drops down and comes sliding at you. I call it the snow snot. Gets knocked out from behind the wheel and comes right at you. You end up playing dodgeball with that thing too, don't you? And actually, it reminds me of them video games used to play. The kids play that, what was that? Asteroids coming at you, boom, 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 boom. So anyway, them's the things. And all I ask you folks is to clean off your cars. Truck drivers, take care. We know when we coming up behind you, we got to watch out for that. But the rest of you, geez, you know, if you got in a storm and you got to start driving again, clean off your cars. It's just that simple. So it's old CL saying, tune in again, and I'll have some more weekly thoughts for you. Meanwhile, there you go, buddy.